We celebrate this country sending the youth to die in war. And war itself is a racket, is a ritualistic practice of sacrificing youth. I didn't look at it like that before I went to war, before I learned, more about the spiritual aspect of life, the metaphysical aspect of life. But it's crazy that today is 11/11. 11/11 is considered a sacred number in numerology, a number for manifesting, and the date of manifestation of the year. The people at the top, the individuals that control the international stage, celebrate, use it to celebrate the death of all the young bloods of countries, of this country specifically in this case. But ain't that some shit, right? Some ritual. If you don't think black magic exists, just look at all the symbology on your dollar bill. Your dollar bill, for example, right? An American dollar bill, United States, the continent of America, has an Egyptian pyramid on it, right? On the bottom, it says Novus Ordo Seclorum, which means new order of the ages. And on the top, it says Annuit Coeptis, which basically translates to like God, God approves of their goal, right? Then you have an eagle with a 13 leaf branch on it, 13 arrows, 13 stars, 13 stripes, 13 feathers on the tail, right? 13 is in numerology, or in one of those circles, considered the number of karma. Now, karma is just action, right? These individuals have taken the action to be able to convince us to use, fiat currency instead of gold. So we've allowed, this paper currency to replace gold, and they've controlled now most of the gold, not all of the gold in the world. Now, 1 and 3 equals 4, and 4 is the number of creation and completeness in the Bible and in numerology. 4 is also the 4 corners: north, south, east, and west. And then on the front of this book, of this thing, there are 3 owls that kind of look like spiders. 1, 2, and then the third one is, and then you have the third one right there. You can see it, right? So 1, right? 2, and 3 owls, surrounded by what seems like a spider's web, right? All of these things have symbological meanings, right? The owl is known as wisdom. It symbolizes wisdom. It symbolizes hidden knowledge. That's why she sits at the shoulder of Isis. Isis being the queen of wisdom, I think it is, right? In Greek mythology, the goddess of wisdom and power and war. All of it is symbology. The universe communicates through numbers, through signs and symbols. These individuals communicate with each other through numbers, signs, and symbols, because that's how you do witchcraft in this reality. Just wanted to share that breakdown, of the basic witchcraft that was, intrinsically intertwined into the creation of this currency over 100 and now 12 years. This currency has been around. This one, the Federal Reserve currency, has been around now for 112 years, because the Federal Reserve went into effect in 1912, 1913, 1912 going into 1913, during the presidency of Woodrow Wilson, right? It was signed into effect 3 days before Christmas. Hollywood, and all the glamorization of certain practices has tricked us into thinking that black magic and just these esoteric occultic practices are some otherworldly fairy tale thing, and war in itself these monetary systems, the educational system, you know, the way that we learn spells, casting spells, you know, Hollywood, the Hollywood tree, that wand that creates magic. You know, words in itself is magic. You know, war is sacrifice. Abortions, in most of the cases, is just human sacrifice, because there aren't that many pregnancies that are putting a mom's life at risk. It's putting their pleasurable life at risk. We live in a day and age where sin, living in a selfish, self-gratifying way, is celebrated, yo. That's, you know, if you're not doing something that is self-destructive, then you are somehow wrong. 11/11. Yep, today makes 210 days of continuous, non-stop training. You get what I'm saying? Today makes exactly 7 months. If 7 months, if we go by 30-day months, right? 3 times 10 is 210. So 21. 210 days. You heard? Week 31. Week 31 on this 210th day on 11/11. So y'all see how I was talking about earlier with the dollar, the 13. Today makes week 31, 210 days, which 21 divided by 3 is 7. And 7 in numerology is the number of completion. So, yo, we're on the 7th year of, since we started fighting, 8 years plant-based, 7 years since we started fighting unknowingly. We're working some numerological shit, you know what I'm saying? We're doing our own witchcraft, you know what I'm saying? On ourselves, not on the world, like these people do through Hollywood and through the way that they manipulate the perception of the masses to, in a way, also manipulate the manifestation of reality, right? Because we are what we are. And when each individual is moving with greater intention and awareness in their life, they are able to, in a sense, almost step out and also impact the reality that they are living in. But if you're not aware, then whatever you see in the news, whatever you see in the movies that goes against the kind of reality that you want to live in, when you see those things and you don't reject them, you accept them, then it makes that reality much more feasible for the ones at the top that continue, that have that desire of continuing to manipulate and, suck the life out of the collective through their various manipulation tactics and methods. That's why if you wish to see change in the world, start with yourself. Start with what you think, what you feel, what you speak, what you do, your habits. Put your money where your mouth is. So be mindful of the things that you eat, where you spend your money, how you spend your money, how you invest your money, your mental space, your material resources, your energy, your attention, and your time. Start boycotting those people, places, and things that do not positively contribute to the kind of reality that you wish to see and to experience, and to also, create the space for your children and your children's children to experience. So be more productive. Life is not as complicated as we make it seem. You can potentially look at your life right now and you will realize that not too much is required of you to be able to live a good life. Nothing crazy. Like, before we created all of this craziness that we see, we were simple. Hunt to get something to eat when you're hungry, and then chill. Or find more productive things to do with our time. But now our energy and our attention is captivated by so many things, and so our time gets misused and wasted. So we just got to be more mindful. Crazy shit happening, as I was lifting this evening. I usually, oftentimes, especially if I'm gonna hit some like heavy weight, I've fallen into this gratitude and just prayer, and I've been doing that a lot more often than lately. And today I kind of like dropped, and it got me thinking, man. Like, today is, it is Veterans Day. Is a day where we try to keep in mind those that have sacrificed their life for what they thought was good and right for this country, right? They sacrificed their life for a lie. And, that's something that even right now as I'm speaking about it, I feel it, because I felt it when I realized it. It brought me to tears, like a fucking child crying, right? And as I was about to get the lift, I dropped down, to give thanks and to kind of like get my ego out of the lift. And I just started thinking about that. And I was about to get up, and it was like, nah, just stay down here for a minute. And yeah, a lot of what we think we grew up thinking we come to realize as we get older that it really isn't, and it's something else. And a lot of people are living under a lie, and their perception and understanding of reality is so limited and so skewed. And the unwise will laugh at it. They will laugh at the stupidity and ignorance to which us humans can fall to. But it's sad. It's sad. And I've been there. I've been the ignorant one drinking the milk thinking it was going to give me strong bones. Kool-Aid. I was drinking that mother every day. You get what I'm saying? And I lived in a reality that I thought I was my feelings and my thinking and the sensations in the body. And then I realized that I am neither of those things. I am what I choose to do. I thought that, I was doing something right by going overseas and killing other poor people, when in reality, I was in a survival state. And that's what a lot of people in this country are, man. They're just in a state of survival. And they're just going through the motions. They feel as though they don't have the time to stop and think and take a wider view of life so that they can make better decisions. They don't think they have that ability. But it's life. Some are meant to wake up in this time. Some are meant to just repeat the cycle again and learn the lessons for spiritual, expansion and elevation in another life. Some are too in love with the pleasures and the sensations and gratifications of the moment to even, sacrifice that so that they can grow spiritually. And some, they just NPCs, bro. They are just NPC. They're non-player character. They're just fucking extras. Literally, they're just extra in the orchestra of life, and their role is to simply be that. They'll never be anything more in their life or in the life of others. They are insignificant because they have made themselves so by their ignorance. And it sucks to speak like this. Sometimes we just got to give thanks to the Almighty for the grace of awareness, the grace of understanding, and the wisdom that we acquire that allows us to move in a more productive, proactive, and mindful manner for ourselves and the benefit of those around us. Because we can bring, when we have awareness ourselves, we can bring, if we are mindful enough and intentful enough and aware enough of other people's mental capacity, to bring a certain level of understanding and insight, illumination, you know what I'm saying, inspiration, and just awareness to the consciousness of others that we see lacking in some level. But here's the catch: not too many have the compassion. Too many assume that having that level of compassion and patience is a waste of time and weakness. And I try not to think like that, because I know most people think like that. So I try not to think that there is no hope, that everyone is just hopeless. But there are situations where it's like, damn, I guess that person is just a lesson for someone with a little higher sense of awareness to learn from, to learn through. But it's life. Other than that, I'm about to journal, because I haven't journaled today. Just tracked my workout, added the amount of hours that I worked with a private. But hey, we here. We about